we're heading back to Toledo. This comic has also been putting up some really good sets all around Toledo. Clap it up for Mick Horn.
Good evening, everybody. Did y'all get to watch the Olympics this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys see that bronze winning biathlete, the Norwegian one? You know what happened when he was being interviewed, and he had they were like, "How are you feeling? You know, how do you feel? You just won the bronze medal." And he goes, "This has been the worst week of my life." I'm like, what's going on? It's like 6 months ago, I met the woman of my dreams. And 3 months ago, I cheated on her. And a little over a week ago, I told her. And they're like, has she called? How'd she take that? Now, so you wanted to tell her, right before you compete, so it's been the worst week of your life. He went on to win more medals, but let me tell you what, the worst week of the life is of the guys that won the gold and silver, because nobody knows who they are. Y'all are thinking right now with biathlon, who did win that? Yeah, nobody knows. And he attributed all of his other winnings to his mental strength. Wow. So apparently, anybody can be a biathlete then. That's all it takes. So on the opposite spectrum of being an Olympian, unless it was for the Special Olympics, I got to hang out with my boyfriend a couple days ago, who's in a wheelchair. Y'all are like, we didn't know where that was going either. He's got a really good sense of humor, though. If he says something that's like mildly offensive, I'll be like, you can't backpedal that up very well. I'll be like, what are you doing? I'm sitting at the kitchen table, obviously. The other day, he was talking about how he used to have a bus that was like tricked out for going on trips, being in a wheelchair. And he was like, man, I half want to kick my ass for getting rid of that thing. And I was like, honey, I don't think you'd be able to do that no matter what. I think you guys like the biathlete that cheated on his girlfriend better. It's okay, I'm nice to my boyfriend, okay? It's cool, he's fine. He knows I tell these jokes. The other day he's actually like, I think you could use that one in your stand-up. And I was like, I think it's funny that you thought I was going to ask you. So I moved into an apartment a couple months ago, and I finally got keys made, extra keys, so I gave one to my best friend. I gave one to my boyfriend, and she heard about it, and she was like, why did you give him a key? He can't even walk. I said, what the hell does that have to do with opening a front door? I was like, you need to go back to anatomy class. Then she was like, oh, I thought that was directed to me. I was like, wait for what? What are we waiting for? Is it the anatomy thing? Oh, maybe it's the dog. So anyway, well, that just threw me off track. So I used to also date a deaf guy that didn't know sign language. He read lips very badly. Oh. It would have been easier to communicate with Helen Keller. And he would pretend like he knew what I was saying when we'd be having a conversation. So I'd be telling him something, and I'd go, he just had this blank look over his face. And I'd be going, do you know what I just said? And he'd be like, yeah. I was like, well, what did I just say? Yeah, you went and get your haircut. And only like 2 people laughed at that. The rest of you want to laugh at that very accurate dog impression. It's okay. He couldn't hear it anyway. So, he had one of those signs on his street, deaf kids live here, and I was always like, what about the kids that can hear? Isn't it not as important that they also not get run over by cars? Or I was like that street sign that said like autistic child. That's it. What am I supposed to do with that? Be really careful when I'm driving through not to make direct eye contact.